Hello, my friends. Now, right after Amy Coney Barrett was sworn into office, I was given a prophecy of something that she would do, or something that she would be known as. And that prophecy, in its exact words, were Amy Coney Barrett, the mother who saved the children. Now, this prophecy, I had already said whenever I stated that. It's in one of those former videos that I made a couple of years ago. I said that they were going to overturn Roe versus Wade. I knew by that prophecy that's what the Lord was telling me would happen, that would be a fulfillment of it. And this morning that has happened. But as I've begun to really study the enemy, study what he's doing, study the plots of him that he's trying to concoct in order to get what he needs, which is the destruction of the last domino, America, the house that bears the fruit of Jesus Christ. The last thing that he needs is to overthrow America. And what is the way that he has built up his own tree in order to do that? And let's go over the last couple of years. Go back to the riots of 2020 and the summer of unrest and the COVID and all these other things that he's done, that he's made happen in the world. He has organically grown hatred. And specifically, he has grown hatred in those who are able to hate. A true Christian, one who loves God. A true Christian is not able to hate. There is no hatred in the bones of somebody who truly believes and walks with Jesus Christ. We don't hate anybody. We see the whole world as what it is, a bunch of people who walk blind in the world. You cannot hate a blind man who bumps into you. You cannot hate somebody for what they do not know. Thus, we don't grow hatred. But who does grow hatred? All of those who are on the left. They have no faith in God. They do not know God. Everything to them is foolish that comes from God. To them, God is folly. They've raised the hatred in them by taking everything that they need and giving it to them, coddling them. Did anybody get in trouble for those 2020 riots? Was it broadcasted? No, it was applauded. You embolden them that by the release of their hatred, better things come to them. So they will continue to keep on getting more and getting more and getting more. And at the same time, that becomes like a weapon that's just ready to have something pull the trigger to that weapon. And that weapon is their own hatred manifesting. And because you keep them coddled, you protect them. You keep them from completely exploding the weapon that they have, which is their hatred. You can prevent their destruction until something particular that you need to happen would then come later on down the line. Now you look at today, why after 50 years is the Supreme Court looking at Roe versus Wade? In the time of the greatest political upheavement, the greatest civil unrest, all of the problems in the world. Why would you put now? Why would you heap it on now whenever you had the last 50 years to do it? You're looking at a time that hasn't been seen since pre-World War II happening in the world. But now we're going to go ahead and go through with this. And then we're going to do it on a Friday so that people are off work on Saturday, Sunday. They don't even have to miss work or have appointments. They can go out and destroy all night tonight, which is more than likely going to happen. Why would you do all of those things? It was planned. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, one of the justices, she held on for so long, she got to the point where she couldn't even stay awake during a meeting. She would fall asleep openly while sitting in her justice chairs. She was a stumble block, a problem, one they needed to get rid of because they needed to make sure that they got whoever they would need to get in there to go after Roe in the upcoming years so that they could unleash their weapon on the world. They've made the left somebody that they've built them up and coddled them so much that when they do lose something, they're going to go off. And that's what we've seen happen this morning. The trigger coming off of the finger of this button that's going to be pressed. And Ruth Bader Ginsburg, if you guys recall, Fox News, they released a video of her a tribute to Ruth Bader Ginsburg days before she had died. That tells you that that event was planned. Either they killed her because she was in the way of it and just refused to step aside, or it was done in some ritualistic manner. I really don't know those things. But it almost seems like they plotted and planned that, and her being there was a stumble block to what they were going to do. So they got rid of her to do that. And then you end up 2 years afterwards, you see everything happening that you see happening today. This is planned. This is the systematic destruction of America, and all we can do right now is wait and see what actually comes from it, because different things can come from it. But remember, ultimately, it's God that's in control of all of it, and their plans will all come to ruin. We very well may be witnessing the very last days of fruit produced in America, because guess what? The whole time the left has been winning and being coddled, guess what's happened to the right? They have grown hatred for the left. You've created organically an atmosphere of destruction. And where does it come first? To the cities. The cities are where Jesus says at the end to flee from. Head to the mountains, head to rural areas, because the cities become a powder keg of destruction. Whenever Jesus returns this July 4th to take the fruits of America, what's he going to find this July 4th? We very well may be days, we may be hours away from the return of the Messiah that the world rejected, but that we who know him eagerly await. There is a day of fear coming in this country and in the West. And on that day, lift up your fear and trust in the Lord who has brought you out of these nations. And you will go wherever he is. For the day is soon coming where we who know him and are faithful to him at the end will be taken up into the air, never tasting death. After those who have already died in him raised to meet him, we will follow after them. And that day is approaching. God bless.